Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe so that you get a notification every time I drop a video, and welcome. If this isn't your first time, welcome back. So today I have my friend here, Arinze, and we are going to be talking Arinze will be talking about the Igbo Apprenticeship system, and I will be listening and nodding in agreement. So we're just going to get right into it. Arinze, what is, just for people who don't know what the apprenticeship system is, the Igbo apprenticeship system, what is it? What does it mean?
Okay, hello guys. The Igbo apprenticeship system. Okay, let me define it in a layman's word. It's like a system where a brother helps a brother.
Okay.
Basically, that's what it's about.
So that's all. You have fish. You are showing somebody how to fish it.
Yes, not just giving the person the fish.
Okay. All right. Are there people who are eligible for it or people who are not?
Yeah. Well, I say mostly the apprenticeship system are for young men.
Okay.
Because I can say my years of experience, I've not seen a female embarking on that scheme. But they are mostly for young men within the age bracket of 11 to 22. They're about the main purpose of the age bracket is someone that is willing to learn,
Okay.
that can go through a process, because the apprenticeship system is not just the master teaching the okay, there are various types. There is the Imuahia system, there's the Igbo boy system. The Imuahia system is just like, okay, let me take Fatih, you're my friend. You like what I do, you want your son to learn.
Okay.
So your son comes to learn from me and go back home, and he goes back home. Sorry.
Okay.
But the Igbo boy system is, you give me your son to train. So I'm training him both in character and in the business. He learns virtually everything. In short, it's just like a university system where you stay in the school, you learn from the school system, like the school passing through, passing through the school. So
Okay.
that's the.
But do they pay? Is there any payment involved?
There's a settlement. It's called, I think that's the final stage of the apprenticeship system. It's called a settlement.
You settle the apprentice.
Yes, based on his input, and will I put it, it's at the discretion of the master.
Okay.
Mainly because he's the one to act, he's the referee and the judge. That's just it.
So nobody pays the master before he starts. You don't pay the master.
No, you don't pay the master. The master actually takes the boy, trains the boy, then at the end of his service, within an agreed period of time. Okay, it starts like this. The master, will I say, he seeks or he sends somebody to help him look for an apprentice.
Okay.
When the apprentice comes, he asks questions, like he tries to know where the apprentice is from. Then after that, the apprentice stays with him for 1 year. That 1 year is just like a test period. It's just like a trial period. Whether he will be able to stay with the person, or that he judges whether he can actually train the person.
Okay, in that 1 year.
Yeah, then after that, he actually goes back to the person's village, because mostly this system is to help. So mostly the person seeking for the help, mostly the parents are in the village. So he goes back, okay, let me just say, he goes back to where the parents reside.
Okay.
Then tells them, I like this your son, I want him to stay with me. They talk about timing, they talk about many things, they talk about character. So that's basically how it's done.
Oh, okay. So I asked on Twitter if people have questions, and then the first question is there a means of measuring progress?
Yeah, the means is, okay, there's a means of measuring, but diligence is a very strong one. Because in most cases, some masters are bad. So they try to look for people that are like them. If the master is good, he tries, all this 419 starts from somewhere.
Okay, it's true, sure.
If the master is good, he tries to look for somebody that they came. Because you know, in this system, I mean, it's just like you coming to serve your master, that is in the Igbo boy system.
Yeah.
You're coming with virtually just clothing.
So
You're not coming with,
there, you do
yes.
everything, okay.
So within that time frame, he watches, there is, where will I put it? He looks at the guy, he knows whether the guy is actually stealing. Because that many people have become millionaires from it. Many people steal. Maybe the master sends the guy to China. He buys something. He gives him like 7 million. He buys something of 5 million, telling the master he bought it for 7 million, and he keeps the 2 million
for himself.
Yeah. So the master, during the period of progress, he checks all this. If the boy scales through, he gets settled. If he doesn't scale through, many of them have this bad language. What you have stolen from me. Okay, it's not a bad language. I can't, let me not, because I've actually experienced something like that. What you have stolen from me, use it to settle yourself.
Oh. Okay, so they won't now settle them at the end.
Yeah. Many of them aren't settled at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what if halfway through the program, somebody now said he doesn't want to do, like the apprentice now doesn't want to?
That also comes like, okay, how will I put it to you now? You know the market system. Let's say, okay, we're in Kaduna, for example, where, like, okay, let's say in Ahmed Bello way, where you can see all those electronics, like that. In the Imwafia system, the boy can decide when he wants to come to work.
Okay.
If he wants to come. But in the Igbo boy system, he comes from the master, so he can't just stand up and say, I want to go, like that. Even when he stand up and he say he wants to go, there's this general belief in Igbo that if your master doesn't bless you, and you know you're at fault, I think they have that spiritual inclination where they bring, Nigerians,
a tough system.
Yeah, very tough. If you see anybody that graduates from that system.
Okay, somebody said, this is Favor. Favor said, what's the worst thing that an apprentice, have you had apprentices?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that an apprentice has ever done? Story time.
Oh God. Okay, there's this tweet on Twitter from someone, I think, okay, Samuel Otiji, something like that.
Yeah,
I may not get
Tiba.
Yeah. He was like, when you open a branch, they must steal from you. But if that person is trying to steal from you, she just take 10%. She not take more than 10%.
Yeah, so people are beginning to have that mindset that people will always steal from you.
No,
So make
that's
room
it.
for the
No,
text.
it's just make room for it. But when you see that the person, there was a time I even told the person, if you finish stealing all these things, the next person that is coming, where will be left for him to steal? So if you're stealing, I think you should steal and make room for another person to come. Because, okay, it's just like having the boy, like, let me just say, I think he was in his 5th year, although later we settled. Yeah, we settled very well. But it was tough. I'm young, but when it comes to business,
Experience.
Yeah. The Navy blood. Let's call it that.
Okay, so it said, do apprenticeships ever give them slavery vibes, or do they understand that it's training? So do they feel like this one is using me for houseboy, or do they know that it's training?
Okay, yeah, I told you that the apprentice system, that the Igbo boy system, that one, the boy doesn't just stay in the shop or in the office and work. At home, he also helps his master, like washing up his master's clothes, the car, the environment.
Yes.
So many may look at it like, I have finished working in the shop, I just came back home to rest. Will I do this? Will I do that? Will I do this? Will I do that? But at the beginning of the scheme, let me just say mostly, the parents will tell him, you're going to serve your master. Please try all your possible best. Work for him, do things for him, learn from him, and see what you can get from him. So that slavery vibe, I think, if it was this current era, like,
spoiled in this era.
No, it's not about being spoiled. Human rights are being violated.
Okay.
I can just say that. Yeah, human rights are being violated. But back then, it was just like, Africans, we train. We like training. Although I didn't train anybody like that too.
Okay, do they ever take on female apprentices?
From my experience, no. I've never seen a female apprentice. The female gender is a strong gender, so I don't think I've not seen.
What if she wants to say, this is another question. If a son wants to take over from his father, does he have to go through the system as well?
Okay, I also did that.
You were an apprentice for your father? I really say.
Those that know me here, they know that even till now. Okay,
so you go through the process even as a son?
Yeah, if you don't go through it, you can't learn. When I tell you, that system is where you learn. The person imbibes in you. There's no written documentation. There's no written guideline like in school, JC 101, just where you read through. You actually learn from. So if you want to learn from somebody and your head is not down, I had a manager. I was a graduate. I graduated. I had a manager. I had a manager that was I even bought food from
Okay,
them
so after school, see now, so after school, you now came and joined the system.
Yeah. It was difficult too
Because you're already an old man.
no, it was not like being an old man. Like, but I had like, will I say I had favor in the sight of the managers at that time in my dad's firm. I had favor in his sight. That just, and I bless him. God bless you, Amici. God bless you.
Okay. Before lock. Okay, let's start again. Okay, so we're looking for our final question. Is it? Yes. At what points do they decide an apprentice can go on his own?
Okay, like I said earlier, there's a time frame, and within that time frame, when it's done, normally the apprentice is supposed to go. But sometimes the master, like maybe if he hasn't gotten someone to replace, he actually seeks the apprentice indoors and like, please, I want to bring somebody. I want you to help me. But normally it's supposed to be within that time frame he agreed on with the apprentice or the apprentice guidance or the parent. That's basically how it's done. So, but
wait, do the masters not feel threatened? Because the apprentices, after the freedom, is it freedom? Settlement.
I will call it settlement.
He's going to do the same business that you are doing now.
You know, there's something in Igbo land, we call it Onyebulu. That's somebody that is big.
Okay.
It's already big. And there's another thing that we also say: the blessings of the Lord added riches and make it no sorrow. Yeah, like I can say, when my dad he has many boys. I think he has many boys scattered across Nigeria like that. When I was in school, they were mostly the ones helping me. Like, they just call me, how are you? There's this name they call me. I will not say it for camera. They were like, how are you?
I'll try to
be
get
like,
you.
no, you get it. Trust me. They're like, how are you? High school? I'm fine. Okay, just send me your account number. You send them my account number. They will just box me, or they will not be like, it's nothing there now. I can't give it to her. I have to give it to her. That's child. So, although there are bad ones that actually want to see their master die, I've seen that experience. When you deal with human capacity, you know that there's a capacity involved. Don't worry. So that's just basically it. And the apprentice system is dying off, especially in the north, because many boys now come with the intention of stealing. Yeah, that's just it. They come with the intention of stealing. They come with the intention of, make it fast. Many people don't want to. Many people don't want to learn. I'm not old though. I'm still young, so it's not like. But many people just come with that intention, so it dies down. The discipline involved. Sometimes you hear stories of boys fighting with their masters. You can't get settled like that. And I think it's a system that needs to be encouraged. Like, left for me, I love it. Like, you make. This family makes this family rich. The family that you made rich makes another family rich. It just gets like that pyramid structure.
So that was going to be my last question. That do you think that is something that should be incorporated more?
Yeah, it should be. It should be. It's supposed to be. If Nigeria wants to do something with Nigeria, because I think going to school is just like your lecturer and the white man's theory imbibing knowledge in you.
Actually.
So when they imbibe that knowledge, what are you going to do with it? Many of those theories are outdated. Many of the lecturers don't come to class. So we actually look for means to read up and get knowledge that many of us are using now. Sure. But in that apprenticeship system, your master, that settlement, most of the time, it doesn't just come with cash. Like, from my own, you have to give the person a shop. You get him a shop.
Okay.
No, depending on how the child actually varies. Yeah, no, it's out of goodwill. If the person, if he serves you well, there are many people within the market space that know, this guy tried. You within yourself, you know you tried. Out of goodwill, you get the person a shop. You help him with his first set of customers. Like, you just tell them that, maybe they come to me and like, Fatih, do you have iPhone X? I say, no, I don't have it, but my boy has it. I say, which of your boys? He says, that one that was here before. Go to his shop, he has it.
Okay.
Because there's something my dad always tell me. If only you is the person selling this thing, now do you think you will survive?
Yes, there's pressure.
Yeah, you just.
You're gonna go.
Okay, I think the system. Okay, Fatih was asking me, what if a 30-year-old man wants to come and
an
learn?
old man wants to now go and
if he wants to learn, that's where he comes in that Imuahia system. He can learn, but to tell you the truth, to learn a trade and to serve and learn that trade, they are different things. Because at home is where you sit down, you calculate, you check the mistakes, the persons you want to draw closer and the persons you have to push up. You learn all those kind of moves from your master. And you have to learn, because I've seen people that actually learned, and right now those that serve are better than them in the business. So a 30-year-old wanting to bad boy, like he wants to come and stay, it's not feasible, because the business, I think the Igbo man wants you to first learn the discipline of the business before you learn the business. He wants to discipline you, that you should know that this is not child's play, this is a business. Before he now start telling you that, okay, this is how much we buy this is where we'll get it cheaper, this is how we actually make it cheaper. But before he does that, let you not be like, when somebody gets knowledge for free, he actually likes to...
it's true, sure. You don't value it.
Thank you. So he always likes you to learn the discipline of the business. Although in that process of learning discipline of the business, sometimes wickedness, like that. I think that system, like somebody told me that system started from Jacob. And
yes, Jacob and his father-in-law. He worked 7 years for the first wife, and then.
But okay, why do you think the father-in-law didn't want Jacob to go?
He was a good apprentice.
Yeah, it happens. Even in this, it happens. It's just be like, if this guy goes, what will I do in my life?
So do some masters sabotage their apprentices?
Very well. They do it on a regular. Sometimes the apprentice have to fight his way through.
They not become enemies.
Business is business in Igbo land. Relationship is relationship.
I like that about Igbo people. Like business here.
Pleasure is just, But when we want to sit down, with. But when it's business, let's just get it done. Business wise.
Alright.
So I think that's where it started, that Jacob scenario. And many people like looking at, Jacob was actually, he knew what he wanted, and he knew he wanted that blessings.
Yes.
Apart from Rachel.
Yes.
So many people actually want that blessing too. So some people actually stay longer
because you just want to be blessed.
Yeah, but if a wicked person blesses you, I don't think it's of any.
No, I don't think so.
So that's just it.
Okay.
So the next video, I'll be able to answer your questions.
Yes, if you have any more questions, please drop them in the comments, and then we'll answer them in the next video. Alright guys, thank you so much, Arinze, for answering our questions. You guys, if you have more questions, just leave them in the comment section, and we'll probably do another one to answer your questions. But thank you guys for staying through to the end. Just leave your questions in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Arinze, say bye.
Bye guys. Ndio.